Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of the No ID podcast. This is season 7. Season 7, that's right. We got 70 plus episodes in. This is my season finale. I got someone here that I've known since Norview High School. We had conversations here and there after we graduated. Football player, scholar, author, former rapper, entrepreneur, creator of Unity is the Shift, the one and only Sam Walker. Say what's up to the people.
What's happening? Firstly, what's up, world? I hope all is well with you. Peace and blessings your way. But gotta give a big ass shout out to the homie. What's happening with you, Rome? What's good, man?
Ain't much, bro. How you been since high school? Bro?
High school, it's crazy because we graduated in 2007, and it don't even feel like it's been that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's a real weird space to be in. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I got a daughter, right? She's 9 years old. I'm helping her with her schoolwork and all this. And she always asked me questions about school. She was like, how was high school for you? And this and that. And when I start having these conversations with her, it puts me in this space because it doesn't feel like I've been that far removed from school. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a minute. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense.
Man, I think the last time I saw you, God, I think I was working at MacArthur Mall and I saw you and Epps walking around MacArthur Mall. Spoke. And that was a while back. I'm talking about a while.
Yeah. MacArthur Mall probably still jumping and probably got the same shit going on too.
Now they closing down next year.
Closing?
Yeah, bro, they had a lot of shootouts inside Mall? And MacArthur
Mall. How far removed I am from the hometown, man. I gotta get back, see what's going on.
Man, them military circle, this they last month.
So are they building new malls or what are they doing?
Military Circle Mall, I'm gonna go ahead and give them their props, right? After all that stuff that happened, it kind of turned to like a black market where you saw nothing but black businesses all throughout there, right? They had live events. Like they had a jazz night on Fridays. They had a place where you can do like stage plays at everything. The city of Norfolk owns Military Circle Mall. Pharrell was trying to buy them from what I heard and maybe trying to turn them to a hotel or a stadium or something, but we don't know. But when they took the movie theater out, I was like, yeah, that's about it.
Oh, yeah, that's all she wrote right there.
Yeah, that was it.
So many damn stories in that mall, man, and especially military growing up. Golly, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. MacArthur had shooting over the summer outside the mall. They had one about last year before the pandemic, right beside the Apple Store. So they was like, oh, we just gonna pull it out once the big boxes start coming out. That was all she wrote.
Wow, man. That's bittersweet, yo, because, like that was a big part of our whole staple from high school, you know what I mean? And then even afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Like as much bad that happens, there's a lot of good that's happened in those spots, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Dang. That's crazy.
That's facts, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, bro.
Yeah. Talk to me.
So I did my homework.
You did some homework. What you find on me? Because it ain't a lot out here right now.
Well, I saw the music video.
From way back, yeah.
That's from way back when y'all had the Infinity. Right. I know you was in the music industry, then you pivot to being an author. I remember the shirts, the Unity is the Shift shirts. You want to show the shirt off, the black and the gold.
For sure.
You know what I mean? How's that transition been? Because it seemed like you're pivoting and you like progressing more and more. How has that been starting from music and really football, music?
So one thing that I've come to realize, man, my whole life has been a pivot. Growing up, even before I met you, I was in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? My mom had me in the theater program at Norfolk State when I was in elementary school. Not too many people knew about that. So I was performing at Norfolk State at the college when I was little. So entertainment has always been a part of my life. I shied away from it growing up because as we get older, we get more friends who do sports And I felt like an outcast because I was doing tap dance and I'm doing theater and I'm doing all this other stuff. But my homies is all doing football, baseball, and I'm good at these sports too. So I made a
Mm-hmm.
decision at a young age to stop doing theater and the music and all these different things, and shifted to sports. So that was a pivot at a young age. Got really good at football. I was actually better in baseball. And then I moved to Norfolk, of course, went to Norview High School, played football. But the theater background was always there. The music aspect was always there. You know what I'm saying? But I was so removed from my creativity because of sports. I felt like I had to do another pivot. So as you knew me for football, you know what I'm saying, everything in Norview High School, when I got out of high school and I went to college for a year and I played, I lost
Mm-hmm.
my love for football, but my creativity for my art came back. I was always a drawer. I was always a poet. I was always nice with words. But I had that anxiety because I felt kind of like a fraud in a way because it was like, look, I used to do this when I was younger, but I don't know how to get back into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so we
Yeah.
just kind of started paving our own way, man. We were just learning how to do music. I was just learning how to produce on my own. I had met a couple people early on in my career who were, high level people, songwriters, and producers. I got in rooms that people could only dream of just off of my aura alone, just off of me being who I was, without them even knowing about my music. And so I think trying to navigate the music industry taught me a lot about myself and just creativity as a whole. So here I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to funnel this vast amount of creativity, but trying to funnel it through one avenue, which I thought was going to be the avenue, right? Yo, I'm from Virginia.
Yeah.
This the innovation state. I just want to be an innovator, and this the only way I know how, which is music. But I had to be real with myself and realize through all my pivots, what was one of the main things that kept me afloat and helped me separate myself from a lot of the people that was in my circles was my writing, was my
Mm.
pen. You know what I'm saying? So even when I was writing my raps and writing other people's raps, it was penmanship. It was authorship. You know what I'm saying? So navigating music, becoming an artist and being a producer, then going from those two things to more on the executive side and A&R, still writing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still building worlds for other people and trying to get their creativity and bringing their creativity out of them to give that to the world. And doing that through authorship, right? And coaching and all those different creative outlets, which then kind of led me into like this dark kind of space where it's like, damn, well, if I'm not gonna do music, this all I know, music and football. I don't really know nothing else. All I know is how to create things and do things for self to try to create an impact in the world. I didn't really want to work for nobody else, yo. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to come from where we came from and just go and become a part of a company that's not even giving back to my people like that. You know what I'm saying? And there was a truth moment that happened with me too in music because my music was self-serving. I thought that I was creating stuff and looking at it like, oh, I'm gonna be able to impact the world. But the truth was, the reason why my music wasn't working was because I was moving from a selfish place. I wanted that recognition. I wanted to be known as the person that came from Norfolk and made it out. I wanted to do all these different things. And moving from this selfish energy never allowed me to break any barriers. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people really know how to navigate that when you're trying to be a real authentic version of yourself in the world. Feel what I'm saying? So fast forward from all of that, now here we are, me being an author, taking a real spiritual journey. I'm far from religious, I'm far from a preacher, but spirituality is something that's ingrained in all of us, ingrained in everything that we do, from the comedic aspect of moving crowds with your energy, just to even me moving a person's mind with my words on paper. It's all spiritual. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what led me here today. You know what I'm saying? And we having this conversation.
Facts. The pen and the pad and a microphone are the three most powerful things you can have. You write down your thoughts, and then just like comedy, you get your crazy thoughts out on
for sure. Yeah.
out there and start networking. And just like you, man, this microphone has put me around some greats. It's put me around some greats and started to pivot. I know, like, once I graduated high school, because I always lived in Chesapeake, I just used my grandparents' address in Weldon Oaks. Once I left Norview, I went to the TCC in Chesapeake, and it was so different, maybe because I wasn't around whatever environment I was around or trying to portray something I wasn't. And it was cool. Came back to Norfolk, graduated, got out. And then about 3 years ago, I started this comedic journey, man. And I was like, man, I can write this stuff down and get it out. And it's been a real dope journey, man. And then I started the podcast, and
that's big, bro. 70 plus episodes is huge, bro. Like, the consistency in that, I admire that. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm starting my podcast journey, and I've pivoted. I've done other people's podcasts for a while, but to do your own and to stay consistent and have that endurance, bruh, big ups to you. Real talk. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Like I was telling you in the DMs that day, I saw you started yours up. Man, let me just drop all the game I wish somebody would have dropped for me when I first started. I'm like, yo, watch this interview, do this, like, listen to this, listen to that. Because, as a creative, especially a Black creative, man, this is this is a little different, like, we gotta not only break down not break down, but get away from like the stereotype, but we gotta actually do, I don't know, 10 times more as some other creators gotta do.
If that ain't facts, bro. I wanted to ask you, yo, how much of high school, right, the 4 years of going to Norview, impacts you now, as far as like the environment that we grew up in? Like, all right, I'm gonna ask you, so when you went back, or thinking back to high school, how like violent, how removed we were from just like societal norms, like how much of all of that impacts your comedy now, or does it even impact it?
Yeah, it's like in between. I wasn't popular in high school. I definitely wasn't the most likable person in high school. So, so it wasn't, it don't impact it at all, actually. I did go back a couple of years back, for like a drumline competition for my cousin. His group was doing it, and it just felt out of place, like, honestly. And then, I saw, I ain't gonna say their name, but I was out at Greenbrier Mall. I was just walking around, and I saw somebody from high school. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She was like, I was like, "Damn, baby, I ain't know I still had rent in your head. I ain't know I still had real estate up there." I'm like, "Yo, it's been 15 years. Let it go." I was coming out of puberty. I'm a 33-year-old man. What made me mad? What makes me so mad sometimes is like, I get it, but you gotta realize, like, we had teen at the back of our name. Like, I was going by Squid and Squidward. It's wrong now. Like it's done. Like, I don't even hang around those people. So like, I saw him. I was like, yo, this is going to be some bomb ass material, boy. This going to be some... I left. I was like, let me go to the car and go write something right now. I hope that person is listening, because they saw me there. They gave me the evilest side eye in Macy's in the perfume section. I was just walking through. I was like, Lord, I ain't even doing nothing. I just said, hey, how you doing? It was like, you speaking to me? I'm like, it's been 15 years, man. If you still holding on to something I did or said 15 years ago, I pray for you, man,
brother. That's funny as shit. That's funny.
I was like, damn,
Yeah,
it is what it
I couldn't
is.
even think of the
But I
last time I
mean,
ran into somebody. I still talk to people every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Especially like from the football team, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't ran into anybody. You know what I mean? I did some numbers in high school. So like, I was one of them quiet numbers guys, you know what I mean? Like I'm slaying things, but it's not on the radar. So when I see people now, I think they still kind of carry that, like the Playboy type shit, you know what I mean? And I'm 34 now, nigga. Like I had a whole lot of life, you know what I mean? Like we still holding on to them ways, you feel me? It's like, all right, well, is there a way that we can kind of like dissolve that and maybe move forward? If not, well, then you got to live with that. I done forgave myself already. You know what I'm saying? For knowing and not knowing.
shit. I had got a job. I started working in banking. I was on Tidewater Drive, working at that Wood Forest. I remember I just kept seeing Norview head after Norview head after Norview head. I was like, all right. So I ended up leaving. I went to work at this bank at Ward's Corner.
Oh,
Boy,
man.
let me tell you. Those people from 15 years ago, or people that was giving me like the side eye from seeing them in the grocery store or at the mall, they had to come through me to get a loan. I was like, oh, yeah. You got to come through our loan officer. I was ready, boy. I was like, yeah.
That's hilarious, yo. That is hilarious.
Like, yeah. Dude wanted to say, hey, Squidward. I said, no.
Mr. Davis.
Mr. Davis. You call me Jerome. I was so happy, boy. I was like, let me get my revenge.
A lot can change in a year. That's what you can say. Hey, that's crazy. Oh, man. I can only imagine that.
Bro, let me tell you, boy, I got some revenge. I ain't get no revenge. I was in there messing with people. I was talking all professional. I put my white voice on. I was like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I can assist you and everything. You looking to finance for a loan or you need a car? You trying to what we doing? It was like, ooh. I was like, yeah, this is me now, player. But
did they
it's cool,
expect
man.
it's cool. Like the homie hookup and all of that? Of course, I believe
all
it.
the time.
Yeah,
all the time. And now, like, I don't even see him no more because I'm far removed from that area. I do my stand up. I don't know if anybody been to the shows. I know I had a couple people from Norview like actually subscribe to the YouTube and see. I'm like, yo, this is the new me. Like whatever I was childish with back from 2003 to 2007 is now getting me paid. So
yeah. The thing that y'all was hating me for is the thing that's paying me. You know what I'm saying? So I got you. I'm here for it.
Yeah, man. How's the podcast
is
going,
dope, man? I got so much good feedback. And one thing that I'm learning about doing podcasting is being able to hold my own, right, on the microphone. That solo shit is kind of hard, man, because I don't know if you've seen after that time of doing music, I had my own lifestyle interview series called The Plug TV. Yeah, so I did celebrity interviews. We created our own platform called The Plug TV. So we were doing interviews all through Atlanta and Florida, Miami, Orlando, all of that. So all up and down doing that drive. And so I'm able to build rapport fast, right? With another person. With podcasting, I didn't want to introduce that element yet, the interview element, because I know I thrive there. I wanted to see if I could sustain something on my own, you know what I'm saying? And start to learn how to make sure I'm staying engaging and all of that good shit that you do that you can easily accomplish in dialogue with someone else. But when you by yourself, it's a little weird at first. Yeah, it's real weird. I don't think enough podcasters talk about that shit, man. Like that shit is weird. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, the material and all of that, that all comes from the heart. So it's not too hard once you get in the groove, but just trying to find it in the beginning was a little challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is my second podcast. I had one with 3 other comedic friends, man. Let me tell you, you'll never find that podcast anywhere. It is deleted. It's scrummed off the internet. We shot a skit. That skit is scrummed off the internet. I mean, it's still cool, man. But I was like, nah, man, we can't put this shit out, man.
But why not
So
though? Give me one reason why.
It was just horrible, man. You know, like the shit was horrible. The name for one was horrible. We called ourselves the Defiant Ones.
Yeah, you ain't really grabbing nobody with.
So we got 4 comedians popping up. We got 1 comedian that already got a podcast. I'm thinking about starting my own podcast, but still working with the Defiant Ones. And I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do no drugs. I live a clean lifestyle. Every time before we got to get on the mic, perform, I have nothing against a weed smoker. Man, I gotta roll up right quick. I'm like, damn, man, I'm over here to record. I'm trying to go home. I gotta be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's get this shit over with. So we eventually shot this skit. We shot this skit. It was called Jebediah's Gentrified Soul.
That's
We making organic chitlins. We making gluten-free swole.
What?
We're making, and it wasn't even my idea because I'm a man of my word. I didn't want to do it.
Gluten-free swole.
But
is that even possible to do?
Gluten-free swole. Exactly.
Yo, hold up.
It's like, man, we're going to take over the 757. You know, you get big-eyed and like, we're going to take over 757. I was like, no, we're not.
My man thought he was going to take over the city with swoles, yo. You can't even copyright that. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Okay.
Man, so I got no idea, man.
No
so
idea.
It is what it is. So.
No idea is the truth. No idea is 70 plus in. You feel me?
No idea is like the reason why I stay in Facebook and Instagram jam all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
You see the guess, I guess. You said, yeah. No idea is the reason why I can't get an actual slide into a girl's DMs while her checking out my page and thinking I'm crazy.
Hey, man.
No idea is my reason though, but I love this shit. Like I'm glad you finding different passions and pivoting, man, because you know everybody is a creative, and you said something real profound. You was like, you know, you never wanted to work for somebody and make them that money while they're not putting that money in doing something for your community. And you said that like first thing in the interview, so I respect it.
Yeah, bro. Now I'll give you a piece of game, right? In 2017 through 2019. So I'm bootstrapping my own music shit, right? So I'm producing music, but I'm also working at Lens Crafters as an optician. All right. So nobody really knows about this. This is the first time I'm really talking about it in the public. So I worked at Lens Crafters and I was selling glasses. So I know all about glasses. I wear glasses myself. I wear contact lenses too. And for the full year that I actually worked in 2018, all right, I worked as an apprentice optician. I had 2 sponsors, phenomenal women, dope. I had a base pay, and then you get commission, team-based commission. All right, these numbers are gonna fuck you up, and this is when I realized, I'm never working for anyone else ever again in my life, especially in corporate. I was the top salesman at my store location. My store location was not in a rich area. All right. I made the company by myself $400,000 selling glasses in a year. My commission on that was less than 1%. This is all fact.
Stop.
This is no cap. I got it. I went through my numbers and I did it. Now I had a base pay my commissions on $400,000 in sales were less than 1% that I took home. All right. And when I did those numbers, I realized for myself, well, if I can sell somebody else's stuff, I know I can create something of my own and sell it, bro. Right? Especially if I wanted to be of some type of impact. The only difference that people fail to realize when you work for companies and sales, they feel like the product is the thing. And it's not the product, it's the environment. The environment is the only thing that you're missing that makes it authentic for a person to buy your shit. If you can create an environment, you win every time. See, if I sold glasses myself, a motherfucker kind of look at me and be like, well, what's his end goal? You know what I'm saying? What's he about? I don't have no environment. It's just me. You put me in a store, now that environment seems a little bit more trustworthy, right? The processes seem a little bit more trustworthy. So it's all about the environment. So even with you as a comedian, your stage is your environment. You build trust automatically with people. Then it's now you building it on the one-on-one level with your jokes, breaking it down. So but just to take it back to that, $400,000 in a year, selling glasses and accessories. I made less than 4 bands back, plus my base pay. And I'm making this company money, and I could barely move up in the ranks. It was time to go. It was time to make a change, man. That was a real moment for me. Real moment.
Ooh, that same time. So we kind of work with each other. Cause before I got into banking, I was selling cell phones. I was working at AT&T corporate, and I was in Lansdowne first, and I was a top salesman. We were selling cell phones, accessories, wireless home phones.
Look at that,
and home security. And I would be, I could sold a home security system to somebody that lived in a box, and that joint would have got installed. You feel me? Because it was like the charisma, the personality, your environment. And I just kept getting ranked. And they kept changing the commission structure. Well, when they changed commission structure, you already know it's going to be in the favor of them. It's not going to be in favor of me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go be a manager. Got promoted, assistant manager. They've put me at military highway. I went right back to Norview. right back to Norview. Every time I left, I would be right back in Norfolk. Got over in Norfolk. I hated it. I ended up going back to Lansdowne, and I got the banking. When you get into banking, what people don't realize is we got goals too. So we got a loan goal, we got a new account goal, we got a credit card goal.
I never knew that.
We even got a transaction goal. How many transactions? Yeah, we got goals. We're going to sell you on something. So on a monthly basis, your loan dollars had to be around 300,000. And that's from like a home equity line of credit, an auto loan, personal loan. You wouldn't get mortgage. I wasn't in the mortgage department, but referrals. Like I even had to do insurance too, and part of it. So life insurance, car insurance, renter's insurance. Well, it's goals. It's goals, and you gotta get credit cards and everything. So when you start seeing, okay, well, I got $200,000 in loan dollars, but my paycheck still $1,000, $1,500. I'm like, nah, this math ain't mathing. So I end up leaving. I work for the government now, but I do comedy. Hopefully next year will be the year that I actually take no ID media and just pivot to like the full entrepreneurship. Once the income surpasses what I make now, it's cool. I just got to worry about the insurance. That's the wave now. So
Yeah,
the music. I know you was producing, and now you moved over
facts.
to being an author. I hope it's not like you ain't having
Nah,
like
man.
Jebediah gentrified
we
soul.
had no we ain't had no Jebediah soul food bowls, bro. We
That was
nah, man.
horrible, bro. what 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 made you do an author? What made you get into like being an author and writing and
Yeah.
everything? Like I know you wrote with music, but what made you
When I
start being an
realized that I
author?
had a story, you know, everyone has a story. I think when I realized I had a story and I saw the impact of my story, you know what I'm saying? That's when I realized, okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, you don't have to be necessarily like an A-list celebrity in order to sell a book. You know, I'm running off of old outdated shit back in like Oprah Winfrey days. Then you got to be like an Oprah Winfrey to then have a book club and then have a book of some notoriety. You know what I'm saying? Times have changed drastically since those days. You know what I mean? And I think also too, kind of being ahead of my time a lot and not really understanding it. So I don't know if you remember in high school, I got like the MySpace thing in the yearbook. In the yearbook, it was something about me and MySpace. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but I was building people's pages in MySpace. I was creating my own pages with the background music and all of this, right? Coding and writing. And this was well before Instagram now. So you build your own home hub, right? And then you have people come. I was doing that and I was ahead of my time and I didn't see it working out. So I say all that tied into authorship because even back then when I was writing books, but I just didn't think that I could do it. I thought you had to like be somebody, you had to do something important before you could even write a book. I've had many books
Mm.
just sitting. You know what I'm saying? And so I decided to really take the initiative to just be like, you know what? Let me just take control of my life. Let me take control of my story, my own narrative, and find people to impact. That's just it. That like once I made that decision, that's all she wrote, bro. Real talk. And then it was almost like it chose me. The material was coming out. I didn't it was effortless. You know what I'm saying? At that point, once I really decided to do it and stop kind of like teeter-tottering the shit, you know what I'm saying? When you're sure, I don't know, is there something happening? Is there something that's different? You know what I mean? When you commit to it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Everybody got a story.
Yeah.
What Biggie Small said? I got a
Yeah.
story to tell. Everybody got a story, and you got a amazing story. I did not know you was in
Yeah. I
theater.
was in
I always thought
theater
you was in football.
super young. Super, super young. And that's why I said I was doing at Norfolk State, nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember none of my teachers. I don't remember none of my instructors. I can tell you that shit. But yeah, you know, my mom, she was a step team coach, undefeated step team coach in Virginia Beach at Salem High School.
Ooh,
So I was around the step culture. I was around the fraternity and the sororities young. You know what I'm saying? Um, and
yeah.
then also too in football, you know, in high school when like my mom passed, that was like a real big thing in high school. When my mother passed away because I didn't know where I was gonna be at. My whole life changed after that. I didn't know what because you know, like me and my mom, we had these
Mm.
goals, right? Like everybody talk about their goals. My mom was my best friend, so it was like, all right, we're going to high school and we're gonna go to college. And even if we don't get a chance to be like really, really beast mode in football, we're gonna find a way to get to the league. I'm gonna get this crib, you're gonna have this guest house. We had our whole life mapped out. You know what I'm saying? Me and my mom, that's how we talked,
Mm.
you know? And so when that got taken away or it pivoted, right? Because she ended up passing away at 15, I didn't know what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that she was supposed to handle in my life, there it was gone, right? It was like So I had to do shit early on, like a lot of us did. We was actually doing adult shit in high school, nigga, when we weren't really supposed to be doing that. Paying bills, you feel what I'm saying? Like all these different things. Like I don't even know if we really had the real high school life like people talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us was more grown than people gave us credit for in high school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, man.
That's true. That's true. Like, I had an uncle who stayed about 10 minutes down the way, and my uncle Gerald, and he passed away the year before I got into comedy. But he was always trying to same conversations you and your mom would have, same conversations we would have. Like, hey, I wasn't in football.
Yeah.
I could play Madden, but I couldn't.
You came out one year? Didn't you come out one year? You did? You ain't come out?
I can't. I ain't come out. I was baseball. I was baseball. And people didn't. I played baseball 1 year, and I wrestled in middle school, part of high school. I was in the drum line, which I loved, and I was in orchestra. Drumline was fire. It wasn't like what it was a little bit more intense than the movie, but it was. But me and him used to have these conversations, man. He passed away, and that was my dog. I would go over there once a month. I would get my book that I had to read once a month, and then I had to report it back to him. So he'll give me books. I want you to read this book. I go read the book, go do it. Then he'll be like, I want you to do this. My father and my mother, very active in my life.
Absolutely.
But you always got like an OG that's around. You always got like that older person. So when he passed, like the depression was starting to kick in again. I know I went to therapy a couple of times, and then one day my mom was like, yeah, we're going to the Funny Bone. It was New Year's Eve. I was going to sit in the crib and just be the soak, you know? And she was like, well, we're going to go to church. I want you to go to the Funny Bone for me. And God was performing. Comedic genius. Watch this man.
Yeah.
Since his soul playing days. And and went with this girl. She friends on the hell out of me. You know what I mean? I don't even know what she do. I know I seen her on Instagram one day. That's all I could tell you. Look like she got a boo. She done elevated her lifestyle. So
God bless her.
God bless her. I couldn't even be mad because that's like Paul.
Hey, ahead,
dude is kind of cute,
man.
like the new dude that she had.
Man. Hey, at least you ain't hating.
I ain't Paul, so I'm like, dude is kind of cute.
Yeah,
I wish him the best. And went to comedy school, and this is what I've been doing. I've been doing this 3 years, bro. This is the most consistent, my guy. Like, I tried a 7-Eleven franchise. I tried real estate. I tried skits. I tried the flip cars. When Toys R Us went out of business here, I was going to go to Toys R Us, and I was going to buy a bunch of porcelain dolls and flip them joints on Amazon. But I got a fear of porcelain dolls. I can't stand them damn things.
Hold up, bro. Hold on. Time out. Pause. My man said, yo, I got this idea. I'm finna sell these porcelain ass dolls, but they haunted. And I don't like them shits. But I'm gonna sell them.
Man, I was ready too, boy. Like, I was like, I told my mom, I was like, we're gonna get up early, we're gonna go to Toys R Us. And I got the thing, I was like, yo, I gotta store them at the crib. I gotta mail them out. They gotta ride with me there. I gotta go in the aisle and go pick them up, ring them out.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Do you think that some as a black man would have been able to sell porcelain dolls, nigga? Okay, all right.
I would have put my mom as the face of
Hey, that's crazy. That's a first.
I was ready, man.
Heard that before. That's wild.
Oh man, hey, look, man, we all got our faults.
That's creative thinking. I would have never thought to sell no porcelain doll, bro. Like,
Bro, you ever saw the resale on some of them joints, man? You buy one for like $50 and years go past, they end up being worth like a couple of hundred, couple of thousand. I still got my Space Jam Michael Jordan thing, and he still talks. I still got my Steve Urkel doll. And these things are worth
I was gonna say,
money. So if I ever go through a hardship,
yeah,
I could flip them, but I can't. I
yeah.
couldn't do them porcelain dolls, especially I've
Now,
seen Toy Story.
one thing I can say, me and my dad, we had fell out for a while, but we good now. We good. We best friends. When I was young, I had every motherfucking Pokemon card you could think of, nigga. I had every single one, bro. Listen, I had all the Charizards. This is when nobody was really dealing with the Japanese cards. So I had the Mew card and the Mewtwo, and they were Japanese. And I remember at the comic book store, they were trying to they was like, I'll give you all these Charizards and all this shit for this Mew card, right? And I had it. Nobody ever had a Mew. My dad started going to church. I'm gonna tell you a story, nigga. I was praying for my dad to start going to church with me and my mom's, right? And God answered the prayer. And he started going to church with us. And then our pastor started telling us that Pokemon was the devil. So I had binders of Pokemon cards, man, and my dad made me cut every card and throw them hoes in the trash. So be careful what y'all pray for, man. Because because now these Pokemon cards that I know I had are worth crazy amounts of money, bruh. And them hoes is gone. They are worth some bread.
I think Logan Paul got the most expensive Pokemon card. I think it's like 6 million or something. Because
they would have been first editions. You see what I'm saying? And all of that. So, bro, I let that go. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't supposed to make no bread off them hoes, nigga. But shit. That's why I tell people, what you praying for? Let's look at this real quick. Let's look at where this could lead you. make sure you know what you're really asking for, man.
Damn, I can only imagine that conversation. Like, hey, man. Like,
man,
could have had that card. You wouldn't let me sell them Pokemon. You made me chop up the Pokemon card.
You need breaks for the card, man. We could have had 9 cards. Low key, you wanna you know what I mean? Uber Black, we could have owned that shit. You're wildin'. Yeah, man. Wow.
Oh man. So you had Pokemon cards and I had dreams of porcelain dolls.
The black man dreaming, you know what I mean? Black man dreaming.
About a bitch. Did you? Oh man, I ain't have Pokemon cards. I have baseball cards, and then I ain't realized like it's a certain brand of cards you can get that's gonna make money. It's a certain brand of cards that you get that ain't gonna make no money. I was like, ain't this about a bitch? And I had bought a bunch of these junks from Dollar Tree. They tops cards too.
No resale value on them shits, man.
I was like, I got a Babe Ruth up there, man. And I got something that's still in the wrapper with the gum in it. I got Derek Jeter's card when he was with Seattle. I got a bunch of them shits. And I'm like, these ain't worth nothing. I took him to go try and flip them one time. Dude was like, yeah, I give you $5. I'm like, for each card? He was like, nah.
My man said for each card?
3 binders full of cards. I said, man.
He said, nah, yo. For the binders. My man's crazy.
For 3 binders. I said,
yo, nah, man. Nah. Why the 7-Eleven joint ain't work out?
So if people don't read this deal, break this down for people that's listening. Any of these franchises, Subway, 7-Eleven, and I think Quiznos, they still popping. 7-Eleven, I filled out the application to like get to the actual orientation. Go to orientation. I tell Bud, I'm like, yo, I passed the application online. I'm in the orientation. What else do I gotta do? Man, they put me in a room, like a panic room, with a typewriter, a computer, a calculator, a piece of paper, and pencil. And I had to take an assessment test.
My man
Scared
said
as
they put
hell.
me in
I'm
a
like,
panic
this is a
room.
business assessment test. So they, I'm scared as hell. I'm like, I ain't coming out this joint alive. They ran my credit. They ran my credit because I passed the test. And it was like, look, you got to give us $20,000 as a franchise fee. Okay. They gave me this big textbook of the stores that's available to franchise. And you pretty much go hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt.
That's every year?
Just to make about $50,000, $60,000. That's every year. Well, you got to pay for it. You got to finance. So after you finish, you're looking at your profit and everything like that. It didn't make sense. The split was 51-49, but in the contract they can change it at any time.
I got you. Yeah.
So let's just say me and you had us. Yeah. So me and you had a 7-Eleven or two 7-Elevens. You got your locations. Okay. Just say you on Monticello. I'm on Granby. Oh, okay. Well, Sam's joint ain't doing so well, but Rome's is really doing well. We're going to change it. We're going to change Sam's and Rome's agreement because we got to make our money back for Sam's stuff because he losing money. And then, like, you didn't make no money off of gas. It was just like, yo, like, that's it. It wasn't worth the hassle. And I remember I said, went to SBA. And they used to have a portal where you can just put your business proposal or tell them that you franchising something. And I was like, yo, I'm going to do 7-Eleven. Bro, 3 people called me, and all 3 of them said it just like this. Yeah, wow. 7-Eleven ain't no franchise. I don't think you want to do that.
Damn.
So I was like, oh, okay. So I ain't do it. Real estate?
Yeah, bro.
Nah, I ain't got the patience.
Nah, man. Nah. I'll get somebody to do it for me.
I don't know if you remember Ryan Turner.
Yeah.
From Norview. Meatball. Yeah, he's big in real estate. He got a couple of properties out here in Virginia. He even got he had a snowball franchise. Now he got his own snowball shop. He was big. He was telling me the game. And yeah, I found a house about $30,000. The foundation was sinking, but I was prepared, boy. I was gonna pull out the 401k. And then I met with a financial advisor and a business advisor, and then I found out about these loans when I got in the banking, and the dude was like, "Nah, you shouldn't do it." So that's how I came to the porcelain dolls, and
yeah, that's crazy.
That was all she wrote.
I'm just imagining your face on a billboard with porcelain dolls behind it, bruh. And I'm just trying. Life could have been so different. Like you could have literally like been on Shark Tank talking to old girl who owns like the home shopping network. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Barbara.
And been on TV with these porcelain dolls, you know what I'm saying? Cause you would have made them black.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
I would have bought nothing but black porcelain dolls, man. That's a backstory of the porcelain dolls on my friend. I actually moved out of my people's house because my mom has porcelain dolls on porcelain dolls on porcelain dolls. A couple of years ago, I said, I can't do this. This is when I was drinking. I came in the house drunk. Walking in, you gotta go through the front room. Go through the front room. Bro, she got all of them in there. There's like 4 of them. They just look at you all night long. I was like, yep, I'm going to sober up.
Damn. I'm
going to sober up.
That's crazy.
I'm going to dip, man.
You
I need to write
definitely
that
need
in
to do
the.
that.
I need to
Figure
write
out
that
that
in the
portion of
set or
dog
something. I need to
cut
figure it.
time. We need to hear that shit for real.
So before we close out,
Yeah.
one, Sam, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I appreciate connecting with you, man, and I see dope things. You know, I'm a supporter, man. You know, you can just hit the DMs or hit me up and
Likewise.
on anything. I got you for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
I asked everybody this. I told you this last night. Your top 5 comedians, dead or
Man,
alive, in any order.
now I would one thing I pride myself on is not capping. Right? I was introduced to comedy late in my life. Now I watched it. I watched Comic View growing up as a kid, but as a kid, you don't really know what's going on. I was more into Dragon Ball Z than I was in the Comic View. You feel me? And Martin and all of that. So as I got older, I started to see the importance of comedians and comedy. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't give you 5. I really can't give you any because, yeah. And the only reason I say that is because
Okay.
I just like comedy in general. Whoever does it, if they do it well and the message that they give through it, I'm more so a fan of the process of it more than the actual person, if that makes sense. So I can't give you 5. I'm just a fan of comedy. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Because
I got
I
you.
know some
I
people will probably
understand.
get up
Because
here
you
and
like
just
all
pull something out
varieties.
their ass. I ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna do that. You know.
Yeah, I know. Hey, one joint come up here was like, yeah, I like the dad from Full House. He just passed. I'm like,
Right. You see what I'm saying?
I don't think you like.
A lot of favorite movies, a lot of favorite like I've watched many different stand-ups, but like again to say like I have a favorite comedian, I feel like I would be underserving y'all, the culture, by giving a cap statement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey, man. Well, if anybody wants to get in contact with you, you know,
For
see your
sure.
updates and stuff like that, where
You
can
can
they
always
follow you
holler at
at?
me on Instagram, Sam Walker Inspo. That's INSPO. You can go on my website, which is www.samwalkerinspo.com. Find me on there. Those are really the 2 avenues that I'm working out of now. And also, you can check out the podcast, Can I Talk My Shift, which is streaming on all platforms where you can find podcasts, especially Apple Podcasts. And I also have the podcast on my website too. And then watch out for the official release of Unity is the Shift, a spiritual memoir that helps you resurface your authentic self. That'll come out. That drops on January 11th next year. It's not on pre-sale yet, but I'll start the pre-sales at the top of the year. And I'll bring back the shirt sales for round 2 as well. So when I bring that back, I'll holler at you and let you know what's good. Yeah.
Say less. Man, y'all can follow me at Rome, X, and Diddy on all social media platforms from Instagram, Twitter, Fanbase. And then you can follow the podcast page at No ID Media TV on Instagram as well as Facebook. Hit that like button. Listen to the podcast on all streaming platforms at No ID. Go online to YouTube. You'll see stand up and you'll see podcast interviews, whether it's new or old sound bites. We're working on right now bringing the previous seasons 1 and 2 over to the YouTube channel. I got my guy looking into it now for me. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, rate, tell a friend, support black media, support black creatives as well too. That's a big initiative out there. And support Sam on whatever he's doing, you know, from the book, the t-shirt, the Jebediah Gentrified Soul, the Pokemon cards.
Make sure that we get the GoFundMe for Rome's personal porcelain dolls. All right, we go get that GoFundMe started for that. You know what I mean? And
yeah. Them damn dolls would be. I would not buy that one doll. You understand me?
Yeah.
Them dolls is gonna. Hell no. But
yeah, brother.
Once again, Sam, I appreciate reconnecting with you, man. It's been a long time. So I'd like to see your progress, man. So keep grinding. And next show you guys will see me at.
Where's that
once this comes out, December 23rd. I will be at the Virginia Beach Funny Bone in a comedy roast battle. I will be roasting. I will be back to roasting. Roots, I will be coming out of retirement of roasting.
If you ain't know how to roast growing up, you couldn't survive. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah.
For sure, bro.
Sam, I appreciate you, brother. We're going to sign off for you. And thank you to everybody that's listening to watch.
At you, brother.
Like I said, make sure you support both of us up here, okay? All right, bro.